Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world of rare coins, where history meets value and top penny could change your life. Today, we dive deep into the fascinating story of the 1944 UK 1 penny coin with no mint mark. A coin that might be hiding in your collection, forgotten in a drawer, or waiting to be discovered in your pocket change, yet it could be worth a fortune. This coin was struck during the final years of World War II, a time when the United Kingdom was under immense pressure, both economically and politically. Resources were scarce, and the Royal Mint was working overtime to produce currency that would keep the country functioning. The 1944 1 penny, featuring the iconic portrait of King George VI, was not just a piece of money, it was a symbol of resilience. Unlike many other coins of the same year, this specific penny has no mint mark. And that tiny detail, that missing stamp, is what gives it its legendary status among collectors. The absence of a mint mark might sound insignificant, but it's the coin equivalent of a printing error in rare stamps. And in the world of numismatics, those anomalies are gold. The lack of a mint mark indicates that the coin was produced under exceptional circumstances, likely in emergency runs or in colonial mints that weren't always clearly identified. This makes the 1944 no mint mark penny incredibly hard to find and even harder to value, because so few are available for comparison. Some experts believe only a handful still exist in high grade, and every new appearance makes headlines in the collector's world. Now, you may be asking, how much is it really worth? Let's just say, this isn't your average penny. While most copper coins might fetch a few pounds, this one can command jaw-dropping prices. A high-quality 1944 1 penny without a mint mark has been known to sell for up to $85,000 in private auctions. That's not a typo, that's 85,000 British pounds for a single coin. Collectors from all over the world, especially those specializing in British coinage and wartime memorabilia, have shown immense interest in this piece. It's not just the age nor just the rarity, it's the complete package. The condition, the history, the mystery behind the missing mint mark, all combine to create a collector's dream. Imagine owning a piece of British history that has not only survived a world war but also carries a market value higher than most cars. This is not fiction, this is the power of rare coins. And the 1944 no mint mark penny is right at the top of that list. Many collectors often overlook old pennies, thinking they are too common or not worth inspecting. But the trained eye knows better. A small scratch here, a design quirk there, and suddenly, your ordinary coin becomes a prized asset. That's why every coin collector, whether beginner or expert, should take a moment to inspect their collection again. So, where can you buy or sell such a valuable coin? Reputable auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Spink, and even online platforms like eBay, if verified, occasionally list these rare coins. However, it's crucial to get your coin authenticated first by a certified numismatic expert or grading agency like PCGS or NGC. That authentication alone can skyrocket its value. If you're lucky enough to own one, preserve it. Do not clean it, do not polish it. Place it in a sealed holder, ideally a graded slab, and keep it in a dry, dark place. Any tampering can drastically lower its value. And if you're looking to sell, wait for the right moment. When collectors are active and auctions are heated, that's when you'll get the highest price. Think about this. 1 penny, made during a time of global hardship, could today be worth enough to buy a house in some parts of the world. This is the kind of story that makes coin collecting so exciting and rewarding. It's about history, rarity, and the thrill of the hunt. This coin is not just valuable, it is iconic. It's a tangible link to a past era. A symbol of how even the smallest things can hold the greatest worth. So if you ever come across an old penny dated 1944 with no mint mark, don't overlook it. It might just be the rare treasure that millions of collectors are searching for. Next up, the 1945 UK 1 penny coin with no mint mark. This isn't just old copper, it's a symbol of British resilience, wartime survival, and unexpected value. The year 1945 marked the end of World War II, one of the most defining chapters in human history. Britain had endured bombings, rationing, and economic hardship. As the country emerged from the shadows of war, the Royal Mint continued to produce essential coinage to stabilize daily life. Among the coins minted that year was the humble 1 penny, yet not all of them were created equal. The 1945 1 penny without a mint mark carries with it a story that few know and even fewer understand. No mint mark means this coin wasn't stamped with the identifying letters that typically show where it was made. While many 1945 pennies were struck for circulation, a small number were produced under unique circumstances, likely as part of overseas minting arrangements or emergency batches. That lack of a mint mark transforms it from ordinary to extraordinary. Collectors across the world are increasingly drawn to coins that deviate from the standard, and this one fits that mold perfectly. Its clean surface, classic design featuring King George VI, and its post-war context make it a desirable piece even before considering rarity. But it is the absence of that tiny mint mark that elevates its status and pushes its value into higher territory. Now, you might be wondering, is this coin valuable now, or is it a future investment? The answer is both. Right now, a high-grade 1945 no-mint mark penny can sell for as much as $5,000 to $9,000 depending on its condition and provenance. Coins in circulated condition still fetch strong interest, but if you're holding an uncirculated or proof-quality piece, collectors will line up with serious offers. Looking into the future, this coin's value could rise dramatically. Because supply is fixed and demand is growing. As more collectors enter the market and as historic wartime coins become scarcer with time, prices are expected to climb. The global interest in British coins, especially those tied to major historical events, continues to grow. That means your 1945 penny isn't just a nostalgic item, it's a long-term asset. There are very few coins that offer the kind of upside potential that this one does. It's undervalued today by many casual collectors, but the smart investors and seasoned numismatists are already hunting for this coin. Auction houses have reported surprising results whenever this coin is presented in excellent condition, and that trend shows no signs of slowing down. Preservation is key. If you own a 1945 no mint mark penny, do not clean it. Do not alter it. The coin's natural patina and authenticity are its biggest strengths. Place it in a protective holder, avoid humidity, and have it graded by a professional service. A certified coin not only carries more trust in the market, it can also fetch thousands more when it's time to sell. So where can you buy or sell this coin for top value? Trusted numismatic dealers, British coin shows, auction platforms like Heritage or Spink, and certified online marketplaces are your best bet. But before you part with it, consult with an expert. You might be surprised at just how much someone is willing to pay. This isn't just about money. This is about holding in your hands a piece of history. A symbol of Britain's endurance at the very edge of peace. Every time you look at this coin, you're reminded of a time when the world was healing, and this small copper piece played its part in rebuilding daily life and commerce. Owning a 1945 no mint mark penny is like owning a time capsule. It's something your children and grandchildren will be proud to inherit. And as the numismatic world continues to grow globally, so will the coin's fame and financial reward. It's more than currency, it's a legacy. Even now, this coin continues to surprise experts with its market performance. Some have called it one of the most promising sleeper coins in the UK coin market, a coin that may not grab headlines every day, but when it appears, collectors pay attention. Remember, great wealth often hides in plain sight. It's in the attic boxes, the forgotten jars, the inherited collections. That's why you should always inspect your coins. What you think is common might turn out to be the rarest piece of all. Ladies and gentlemen, this 1945 UK 1 penny without a mint mark is not just a coin, it's a golden opportunity. An opportunity to own something rare, valuable, and historic. So whether you already have one or are inspired to search for it, now is the time to act. The next time you come across a 1945 penny, don't ignore it. Hold it up to the light. Look closely. If there's no mint mark, you could be staring at one of the most valuable and overlooked coins in British history. Stay curious, stay passionate, and keep collecting. The treasure is already out there. All you need is the knowledge and the eye to find it. And who knows, the next great discovery might already be sitting in your pocket. Next up, the 1946 UK 1 penny coin with no mint mark. A coin that not only represents a turning point in British history but is becoming increasingly sought after by collectors and investors worldwide. The year 1946 was a time of transition. The war was over, but the scars were still fresh. Britain was rebuilding, rationing was still in place, and the Royal Mint was tasked with restoring confidence in the economy. Currency needed to flow again. The penny, being one of the most widely used denominations, played a key role in this recovery. But not all 1946 pennies were created equal. Some, without a mint mark, stand apart, silently holding enormous value in today's collector markets. What makes this coin truly fascinating is not just its age, but its subtle rarity. The 1946 1 penny with no mint mark was minted in the United Kingdom, under the direct control of the Royal Mint, and while millions were produced, only a small fraction have survived in high-grade condition. These coins are becoming increasingly rare as they are either lost to time or locked away in private collections, making each surviving piece even more precious. The coin features the dignified portrait of King George VI, a symbol of stability during turbulent years. On the reverse, Britannia stands tall, representing Britain's enduring spirit. The design is classic, elegant, and timeless, but what makes this coin exceptional is the absence of a mint mark. It is this small omission that sparks big excitement among collectors. No mint mark means the coin was part of the original home mint production, and this detail enhances its credibility, value, and historical prestige. So how many people want to buy it? The answer may surprise you. Thousands of collectors across the UK and internationally are actively searching for well-preserved 1946 pennies. Coin forums, online auctions, and antique fairs regularly buzz with interest in this specific year. It's not uncommon to see bidding wars, especially for coins in uncirculated or near-mint condition. The demand is high, and the supply is shrinking, a perfect storm for rising value. As of today, the current market value of a circulated 1946 1 penny with no mint mark ranges from $2,500 to $15,000 depending on the condition. But the real excitement lies in uncirculated specimens and professionally graded coins. A flawless example can command a price of up to $30,000 in private sales or specialized auctions. That's right. This 1 penny, once used to buy sweets or a newspaper, now holds a value higher than a gold ring. Is its value high or low? Without a doubt, it is rising. For many years, this coin was considered common. But as awareness grows and more collectors enter the scene, the true value of this coin is being recognized. It's not just a copper disc, it's a witness to a nation's recovery, a survivor of history, and a symbol of endurance. In a world where stories matter, this coin tells one of the most compelling stories of all. The historical context behind the 1946 1 penny cannot be ignored. It was minted during a fragile period when Britain was shifting from war to peace. Every coin issued that year was a mark of hope and normalcy. The Royal Mint produced coins with a sense of purpose, to restore the economy and to reconnect the people with their daily lives. That emotional backdrop adds depth and richness to every coin from that year. Another reason collectors prize this coin is its accessibility. It's a rare find but not entirely out of reach. Unlike some Victorian-era pennies that cost tens of thousands just to view, this coin still appears in attics, old drawers, and inherited collections. That discovery potential adds excitement. You don't need to be a millionaire to chase this treasure, you just need passion and awareness. For those who already own one, the question is not whether it has value. The question is how much value it will gain over time. With inflation, digital currencies, and changing economic tides, physical rare coins are becoming even more attractive. They are tangible, limited, and immune to market volatility in ways digital assets are not. The 1946 penny is becoming a quiet but powerful investment choice. Collectors, historians, and even casual antique lovers are waking up to this coin's true worth. Social media groups dedicated to British coinage are full of posts asking about this exact penny. Coin shops report steady demand, and grading companies have started seeing more of these coins submitted for valuation, all signs of growing attention and appreciation. This coin is not just a financial asset, It is an emotional one. It connects you to your ancestors, to the strength of a post-war generation, and to a time when even the smallest piece of currency carried a nation's weight. Holding this coin is like holding a chapter of British history in the palm of your hand. So where do you go from here? If you don't already own one, start searching. Check your collections, visit markets, attend auctions. And if you find one, preserve it with care. Do not clean it, do not polish it. Every scratch and mark is a sign of authenticity and adds to its historical charm. And if you do have one, celebrate it. You're not just holding a coin. You're holding a piece of Britain's legacy. A rare, valuable, and deeply symbolic treasure that grows in worth each passing year. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and the 1946 no mint mark penny is one of its best-kept secrets, until now. Next up, the 1948 UK 1 penny coin with no mint mark, a hidden gem waiting to be discovered in your very own collection. The year was 1948. The United Kingdom was still rebuilding after the devastation of the Second World War. Rationing continued, industries were slowly recovering, and the British people were adjusting to life in a new era of hope. Amidst this backdrop, the Royal Mint continued its critical role, minting coins that would help power the recovering economy. Among the coins produced that year was the bronze 1 penny, featuring the classic portrait of King George VI and the emblematic Britannia on the reverse. This was no ordinary coin. Though millions were struck for circulation, coins from 1948 with no mint mark have become increasingly rare in high-grade condition. No mint mark typically indicates that the coin was produced at the main Royal Mint in London, and that subtle detail has now become a point of focus among collectors. The absence of additional symbols on the coin gives it authenticity, purity, and historic relevance that continues to attract serious attention in the world of numismatics. The design of this coin is a beautiful throwback to British imperial heritage. The regal image of King George VI on one side speaks of stability and monarchy. On the reverse, Britannia sits proudly with her trident and shield, facing the stormy seas, a metaphor for a nation that weathered war and was sailing toward recovery. Owning this coin is like holding a monument in miniature form, a testimony to history captured in bronze. Now, let's talk about value. Is it worth that much? Absolutely. While many coins from that period are often dismissed as common, the 1948 1 penny with no mint mark stands apart for several reasons. First, finding one in uncirculated or mint state condition is increasingly difficult. These coins were heavily used, which means most surviving examples are worn or damaged. But the few that remain in pristine condition can sell for impressive amounts. At present, the market for this coin is on the rise. Depending on the grade, a 1948 1 penny with no mint mark can be worth anywhere from $8,000 to $9,000. However, in top-tier condition, we're talking about coins that have been preserved perfectly for over 7 decades, the value can rise sharply. High-end collectors are willing to pay upwards of $15,000 for a certified and graded specimen. That's a significant return for a coin once used to buy a newspaper or a cup of tea. This leads us to an important question. Should you keep it if you have one? The answer is a firm yes. Not only should you keep it, but you should also protect it properly. A coin like this must never be cleaned or polished. Any attempt to make it look newer can actually destroy its numismatic value. Instead, seal it in a protective holder or, even better, have it professionally graded by a respected service like NGC or PCGS. That single move can multiply its market price overnight. Now where can you buy or sell a coin like this? If you're looking to buy, start by checking reputable coin dealers who specialize in British coinage. Attending coin fairs, especially in the UK, can also help you network with serious collectors. Online platforms like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Vcoins are also excellent places to spot this coin, but always verify the seller's credibility. On the selling side, professional coin auctions are ideal if your coin is in top condition. Social media collector groups and forums are also great places to test the waters and find genuine buyers. The 1948 penny continues to grow in popularity because it represents the post-war spirit of Britain. It was one of the last pennies struck before decimalization began creeping into discussion. that makes it both a financial and emotional asset. It's the kind of coin that grandparents tell stories about and one that younger generations are now eager to rediscover and own. In numismatic circles, this coin is becoming what collectors call a silent riser. It doesn't make headlines every week, but quietly and consistently, its demand has been increasing. And with every passing year, as the number of high-quality specimens dwindles, the value of the ones that remain only goes up. It's a perfect storm for collectors and a golden opportunity for those who spot it early. The mystery and majesty of this coin lies in its subtlety. It doesn't shout for attention, but when you hold it, you feel the weight of history. You feel the passage of time. You feel the endurance of a country and its people, cast in bronze and preserved through generations. For many, this coin is a piece of family legacy, passed down through old boxes and wooden drawers. For others, it's a strategic investment. Either way, the 1948 penny is not just worth money. It is worth respect, protection, and appreciation. It's a reminder that even the smallest things can have the biggest stories behind them. If you own one, you're already part of a rare circle. If you're looking for one, keep your eyes open and your mind sharp. They still appear in unexpected places, estate sales, antique markets, and even among ordinary pocket change. The thrill of discovery is still alive. So next time you come across a penny that looks aged and worn, don't toss it aside. Flip it over. Look at the date. Check for the mint mark. And if it says 1948 with no extra markings, you might be holding a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, this coin isn't just valuable, it's a story, an artifact, and a hidden fortune. Protect it, invest in it, and most of all, believe in its potential. Because the world of coins is full of surprises, and the 1948 one penny is one of its most enduring secrets.